So what I like to happen is the range to be set on the day after the earnings comes out. So this came out after hours on this day. Then we have the day after here. And then I actually like to play it on this day. It gives me a little bit of a better understanding of support and resistance areas. And I could just feel a little bit safer playing it. So we can see here, I've already drawn the support and resistance. What's up, BBT? Megan here with the Stock Trading Simulator. Last week, Netflix had earnings, and a lot of people were watching this, and you can see why, because it dropped after earnings from $350 all the way down. We're hitting $250 here. So that's a huge drop. That's $100. So a lot of people are going to be watching this just to kind of like see what happens and to play it. And I wanted to play it, but this is actually how I like to play earnings. So I like to give it a day to set a range, because when we're down here and the stock has dropped so much, it's a little bit difficult sometimes to find support and resistance levels unless you're playing off of the higher time frame charts. So if you can find one on the daily or the weekly chart to play off of, that works as well. But in this instance, there wasn't really a clear one off of the daily or the weekly. So we're looking here for the 60-minute to set a range. And so what I like to happen is the range to be set on the day after the earnings comes out. So this came out after hours on this day. Then we have the day after here. And then I actually like to play it on this day. It gives me a little bit of a better understanding of support and resistance areas. And I could just feel a little bit safer playing it. So we can see here, I've already drawn the support and resistance levels. So we've got the top here, which is basically to the little wick on that candle. And then we've got this bottom here, which is, it's wicked down a couple times. It just keeps holding. It's basically formed this base. So we can see over here on the 2-minute chart, we've got the top of it here and the bottom of it here. And then if I switch over to the 5-minute here on this chart, we'll zoom out a little bit so we can see it. So we've got the bottom of it here and the top of it here. So I really only want to play those levels. And this is how I want to play them. I either want to play a rejection of this one to the downside, a break back into the range of this one to the top side, or a rejection of this one back down here, or a breakout of this one. So there's basically 4 ways to play this. And I only want to play it at those areas. So we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna hit go on this bad boy and just see how it plays out. So let's hit play. Let's change this to, yeah, we can do 10 times speed. Yeah, we're fast. Let's do this in fast mode. All right, so we broke up through that level, and it didn't really offer much of a pullback to play it as an entry into this range. So I'm just kind of letting it go. This 5-minute candle just like really burst through it. And what I would like to see is maybe a 5-minute test hold here, and then I can get back up into this range. If you're more of a scalper and you're quicker on your feet here, you can definitely play into the range and maybe take partial sooner. But I like to play the range as a whole and inside and outside of it. And so I like to kind of see a retest or a good candle or something that happens on the taper of the L2 that really shows me that we're probably turning around or breaking out. So let's just hit go again. And, we're kind of rejecting the top of this range, but it is pushing above it a little bit. So I'm not quite ready to take it as any sort of short or reversal. So I really want to see like a 5-minute hold here for it to be a breakout. You can see a shooting star candle got thrown here. So that's giving me, thought that this might be a short, and it's back down into the range. I'm actually going to hit sell here as this drops through because the 5-minute couldn't hold above it. And we've got this nice shooting star here up at the top of the range. So now we are down to VWAP, and we could take a partial here if we want to. I'm not much of a moving averages partialer. I like to really just play the key levels, the tops and bottoms of ranges. But if that makes you feel comfortable and you want to take a partial at VWAP, I definitely would say do that, especially if it's part of your strategy. But so I'm going to wait until at least the bottom of the range to take something off of this. Hopefully it gets there. Now I know that my stop here, obviously I would have liked to be a little bit closer to the level on this. I hesitated for a minute, but where I know I'm wrong is that when we get above this level and we hold. So if we got back above this level and we tested it and we held, then it's most likely a breakout, or at least a little bit of one before it reverses. All right, so I'm gonna actually buy here. I'm a little bit past it because I was talking, but I would want to buy at the bottom of the range. And then I would be interested in the bottom of the range here. So we can see this area that got drawn here. So we're basically there now. I'll take a little bit more off. Take that. There we are. And then if I wanted to, if I was feeling frisky, I could add into it if it pulls back to this level. Let's just speed it up a little bit and see how this plays out. I've only got a quarter of my position left. All right, so it tried to get back to the bottom of that range. Couldn't quite get there. I guess I could have, could have possibly entered here in an ad, but I really just like to play the levels that's like where I'm most confident and I understand them the best. So now we're just breaking down. So now at this point, I'd be looking for full ATR move, other higher time frame levels to hit, things like that. Maybe decade numbers. I know a lot of people are watching for 200 last week for this to get down to. So yeah, pretty easier way to play earnings, I think. Waiting for it to, I'm all out of the position now, just so I can talk. But waiting for it to establish a range on the day after a really volatile earning like that can, help you on a second day to play these key levels and have a little bit better of an understanding and a better risk to reward, I think. So I hope you like this video. Check out the stock trading simulator, hit us up on Twitter, ask some questions below, and don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you later. Peace.